One of the best things about your vision statement is that it helps keep people grounded in the difference that we want to make, not the how we're going to go about doing it. And what we find with vision statements is the really good ones are the ones that people actually use. So, as a director, questions always is our vision statement actually a good vision statement? And there's only one response to that makes sense, and that is, well, it's a good vision statement if we use it and if it adds value. So one of the things you might want to look at as a director is, how do we actually use our vision statement? One of the key things that only you can do is to actually start to have a look at what the vision of the organisation is and start to use that to help shape both your questions and your conversations that you have, not only around the board meetings, but also when you're dealing with stakeholders and when you're dealing with staff, when you're dealing with people outside who actually have an interest in the organisation. So what I invite you to do now is to have a look through either your annual report or your strategic plan, or maybe it'll be on your board agenda, or even if it's up on the website, and find your vision statement for this organisation. Now, sometimes it'll be called a purpose statement, sometimes it'll be called a mission. It doesn't really matter. Sometimes you'll see something called a vision, and then there's a mission, and then there's values. Any good vision statement very simply tells, relatively simply, the difference that we want to make. What's this legacy that we want to leave? Not how we're going to do it, but what is this difference that we want to make? So have a look at your vision statement. Now, look to see, there'll be in there 2 or 3 or 4 key intents that really stand out as the key areas in there. I want you to focus on the one that really provides you with some insight into the difference that we want to make to the communities that we serve. And one of the great things that you can do is actually use your own vision statement to help shape the questions that you ask. So for example, if something's coming up at the board meeting and you don't have some of the background information, then one of the great questions you can ask is, so how is this going to help us with, and then read the vision statement out. Not as an attack, purely as a way of getting clarification about what is it that we're talking about is going to help us with these 3 key elements in our vision statement. The other thing that you can do, and this is incredibly powerful, this is where you can immediately add value to the board, is when a paper's come up for discussion or we're thrashing around some ideas on something, is to actually look at the elements of your vision statement and use those to help shape a question, so that you can actually use it to help guide conversations, but more importantly, get people to look at things differently.